Nova in combat.
Welcome to GSL.
Nice fun.
Charge. Energy ready to go. Start.
역대 GSL 사상 가장 치열했고 가장 화려했던 2012 하시스 GSL CF4 파이널! 자, 대망의 결승전 경기, 전 세계 e스포츠 팬들의 관심이 이곳 코엑스 오디토리움으로 모아지고 있습니다. 스타크래프트 2의 새로운 역사 쓰여진 그 역사의 현장에 오신 여러분 진심으로 환영합니다. 치열했던 혼돈의 정글을 딛고 살아남은 오늘의 주인공을 여러분께 소개하겠습니다. 생애 최초의 고대S에서 결승까지 무서운 속도로 달려온 겁없는 소년, GSL 최초의 로열로드를 꿈꾸는 저그의 새로운 신성, 사텔 라이프 이상현! 세상의 모든 병을 꿈꾸는 놀라운 피지컬, 공포의 속도로 상대를 제압하는 무서운 전투원들, 상식을 파괴하는 플레이, 그 어떤 상대 앞에서도 결국 기죽지 않는 전문패기, 세계 수준을 꿈꾸는 사텔의 이상현! 영원히 깨지지 않은 GSL 최초의 5회 우승을 위해 혼돈의 진영 우승을 위해서 캐나리와 LG의 MVP 정동현! 결점을 찾을 수 없는 완벽한 경기력, 노련한 수싸움과 심리전, 그 어떤 바람에도 흔들리지 않는 강인한 정체, GSL 최초의 5회 우승 고데스트 챔피언스 GSL 랭킹 1위 LG의 정동현! GSL의 최강의 메인드와 GSL보다 가장 무서운 일이 대결을 맞춘데 최고의 매치 2012년 하시스 GSL CF4 결승전, 여러분의 큰 박수 함으로 결승전 경기를 시작하겠습니다!
이번 시즌은 솔직히 게임이 연습 때도 잘 풀리고 뭐 올라오면 이번에 결승 갈 줄은 알았어요.
여섯 번째라는 것만으로도 굉장히 뜻깊은 결승인 것 같고요. 그리고 이번에 우승하면 5회 우승자가 되기 때문에 그 부분에 있어서 욕심이 많이 나요.
지면 뭐 진 거니까 다음부터 이기면 된다고 생각을 하는 것 뿐이기 때문에 원래 제 성격이 이렇게 타고난 걸 뭐 게임보다 사실 인터뷰한 게 더 떨려요.
그냥 항상 경기할 때마다 뭐 잘한다는 얘기만 있더라고요. 충분히 결승까지 올 수 있는 제목이라고 생각해요.
전 제가 제일 잘한다고 생각했기 때문에 옛날부터 뭐 온탑이었으니까 지금은 인정이 되는 것 같아요. 저는 그게 주도권을 먼저 잡고 하니까 사람들이 굉장히 뭐 더 보기 재밌어하는 것 같아서 팬이 더 많이 생긴 것 같아요. 제 저그는 살아있고.
이승현 선수가 워낙 잘하는 선수긴 하지만 딱히 겁나는 상대는 한 명도 없고요. 그냥 이승현 선수랑 하면 재밌을 것 같다는 생각은 예전부터 했었어요.
게임할 때 자신감이 일단 제일 중요하다고 생각하기 때문에 상대가 뭐 커리어가 높은 것 뿐이지 저는 제가 밀린다고 생각은 절대 안 해요.
시즌2 때도 박현우 선수랑 할 때 박현우 선수도 코드 S 처음 올라와서 결승에 온 선수였는데 제가 이겼기 때문에 이번에도 왠지 이길 것 같아요.
솔직히 판짜기에서는 정정현 선수한테 안 밀린다고 생각하기 때문에 괜찮을 것 같아요. 상대하기.
뭐 경험과 판짜기 대 피지컬 이런 거라기보다는 그냥 원래 챔피언이었던 사람과 도전하는 사람의 경기라고 생각해요. 제가 보기에는 그냥 귀여운 정도고요. 제가 무참히 밟아버리려고요.
4대1 정도. 한 판 정도 뭐 무조건 치드는 한 판 쓸 것 같기 때문에 뭐 무난하게 가면 솔직히 앉을 자신이 있어요.
4대 1이나 2 정도로 이기지 않을까라는 생각을 해요. 변수가 될 만한 거는 딱히 없다고 생각하고요. 뭐 별다를 거 없을 것 같아요.
우승을 많이 하셨으니까 뭐 이제 제가 할 때가 솔직히 된 것 같아서 별로 자절 안 했으면 좋겠어요. 근데 트로피에 키스하는 건 솔직히 이해를 못 하겠어요. 솔직히 저는 안 하고 싶은데 우승해서 들고만 있고 싶어요.
제가 만약에 그 최초 5회 우승자가 된다면 앞으로는 한 몇 년간은 안 나올 것 같아요. 5회 우승자는. 이승현 선수에게는 뼈아픈 생애 첫 결승이 되지 않을까라는 생각을 하고 있어요.
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Code S Finals. Tasteless Nartosis here. How you doing, brother?
Oh my God, Tasteless. This is an amazing finals. This is one for the history books.
Absolutely. This has been the best GSL Code S to date.
It has been.
We've been going for 2 years strong here at GOMTV. We have never had a makeup of players this good, and now we are in the final chapter of this season, life against MVP.
Now, guys, before we get started, get on Twitter and hashtag GSL. I made a little tweet. Go ahead and retweet that. We want everyone in the world watching this. Let's get it trending on Twitter. And let's just make sure that everyone can enjoy a finals between the most legendary, the most accomplished StarCraft 2 player of all time against a rookie that has come out of nowhere.
Totally left field, complete dark horse. Nobody expected Life to be in the finals. We knew he was good. We didn't know he was that good. Very solid against, very solid against Terran, as you could see in his previous games. Can MVP do it? MVP known for being the best when it comes down to a best of 5, best of 7.
Absolutely. And I tell you, man, he even said himself, he thinks it's going to be 4-1 or 4-2. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Even though Life is amazing, MVP can't be stopped in finals. It can't happen. I mean, he's so ridiculously good. I'm so excited to see what he has planned here. He has a lot of ZBTs from Life to learn from against Tasia, against Marine King, and I think that he's going to know exactly what to do here today.
Yeah. But you can see here, we got a lot of support here for Life. A lot of non-Koreans here actually in the audience.
Yeah.
But of course, MVP, you got to respect him. He's got a ton of fans over here on the opposite side of the stage as well.
Indeed.
Artosis, your predictions?
4-2 MVP.
All right, I'm going to say 4-3 MVP. I'm happy to be wrong. Who knows? Maybe Life can do it. We're going to have to see. But the biggest, biggest match he's got yet. Well, and as you can see here are two opponents. One very young, one a seasoned veteran. First, we're going to take a look here at Life.
Well, he came in from the up and down matches. First Code S season. That's the important thing to know.
Yeah.
And
brand new guy here.
Yeah. Had a lot of strong players that he got rid of on his way here. Look at this. Nesty, JYP, Happy, Seed, Marine King, and Tasia. That's a lot of championships that he went through already.
Yeah, and I mean, these are almost all these players, basically, people were deeming that Life would lose to. And he beat all the odds. And our other player, who needs little introduction, MVP.
Indeed, it's MVP, guys. You know, I liked what the Korean commentator was saying up there about how, you know, these guys went through the chaotic jungle to get here.
Yeah.
And to bring that metaphor a step further, MVP, I feel like he's the British hunter. He went down there, he has a Jeep, he has a gun, he just goes around shooting elephants and giraffes and lions and stuff. But Rain is that giant flock of birds that has like 1 million birds in it, that if you kill that entire flock, that's the whole species.
That's
but
true.
There's too many birds. Can MVP kill off these birds?
I feel like, you know, those what are those storylines where the guy is he's a hunter, but now he wants to hunt the greatest prey of all, so he captures a human. This might be what we're seeing here with Life.
It could be. It could be. All right, look at the maps. Cloud Kingdom, Entombed, Antigua, Whirlwind, Abyssal, Ohana, Daybreak. Oh, I really like how they split these maps up, Tasteless.
Now note, as you can see here, especially in the middle section here, Life is very good on those maps, so we're going to have to see a strong showing here from MVP. MVP actually, although he has more results, you can see his stats not so good here. when you compare them to Life's.
Well, Whirlwind especially is going to be the map to watch. If MVP can take that down, he's going to feel like $1 million because that's his worst map and Life's best.
Yeah, absolutely. It is packed. It's actually so full that we ran out of seats.
Yeah, it is so unbelievably packed in here. The lines were so huge when I got here today, and they had to bring in so many extra seats that aren't. This is like an auditorium with pre-built seats.
Yeah.
They had to drag in so many more, and there are a ton of people just standing.
It's pretty insane. But then again, can you really be that shocked? Of course, there's going to be this many people down here for a match like this. The best GSL Codas lineup we've ever had. That easily one of the best finals we could ever ask for.
Storyline is here tasteless. It feels like history repeating itself. MVP, he's the unbeatable Terran juggernaut. He is the one that keeps showing Terran can still win. He's so reminiscent at this point of like an I Love Oob type character.
Yeah, well said.
Whereas Life, coming out of nowhere, a young, aggressive Zerg.
July Zerg,
anybody? Yep. I mean, this is, the parallels are here, but can Life live up to the hype? Can he take down MVP?
We're going to have to find out, as it is almost time to get this game going. Can MVP take on Life's unique play style, highly aggressive, and also, of course, can Life handle MVP, who's the player best at electing the right builds to throw his opponent off.
Yeah.
He knows when to cheese. He knows when to do the macro games. He knows when to do timing attacks. He is the master. He is the game genie Terran. And remember, if Life wins this, he's going to be the first Royal Roader. Royal Roader, of course, means somebody that came straight out of nowhere, going into GSL Codas and then winning. Well, normally it takes several GSLs to do that.
If he doesn't win, does that make MVP the Royal Road blocker?
It could. I think it does. All right, guys. Looks like it's almost time. 2 go in, only 1 leaves. Again, either a Royal Roader or a 5-time GSL Codas champion in the biggest, most competitive esports show in the world, the GSL Codas. It's on. In the bottom left, we have our Zerg player, only 15 years old, first GSL Codas, and now first GSL Codas finals. He is as you can see, it's not been the easiest road to get this far. Yeah, 6-3 against the previous Terrans he was facing off against. Now he's got to go on against this guy, who's in the upper right, in the blue. If he wins this, it'll be his 5th GSL Codas Championship. Can he do it? He is
LGIM MVP.
All right, Tasteless. Oh my God.
That is, whoa, that is really good armor.
It seriously is.
All right, so your predictions, how is MVP going to play this? We haven't seen a proxy yet. I know he's willing to do that.
We do know that indeed, but is he going to do that? I don't know. Definitely not in this game. How many times will he employ that, though, is, I guess, the real question.
I loved that MVP did so well in his previous finals by cheesing so much.
Yeah.
And actually getting to the finals by cheesing, and basically everybody's saying, well, no way he's going to cheese this time. Nobody actually does that.
Yeah. He finds what's wrong with what's going on and abuses it. Like, for instance, against Squirtle, Protosses were being a bit too greedy at the time. So he said, I'm just going to cheese over and over, and it worked.
Yeah.
Against Life, he's going to have to look at this and realize that Life is super aggressive. So he has to be careful about that. He's going to have to, play the defensive game against him. We already saw Marine King try and fail to be aggressive against Life.
All right, the SCV now coming up here, going inside the Zerg's main. He's going to see that there's nothing out of the ordinary going on. Both players basically electing for very conservative economic play.
Got nothing, no one pushing anything too far yet.
Now, these polling results not too shocking here. Only 31% of people thought that Life would win compared to the 68 for MVP.
Now, notice that MVP is getting 2 gases right away. I think we're going to see out of him Hellion probably into Banshee.
I think so.
For harassment purposes only. I think that's going to be the only things he's on the map with. And I think that's perfect because he's not being too greedy. He's not like getting 3 command centers already and leaving himself open to a possible Roach Rush or something like that, or Ling Bane or something of that nature that Life has shown that he will do. And it's really strong. Look at this.
Oh, I was so close. I was going to say, wow, nice mapping of Life's Overlord patterns. Talk about somebody who did their homework.
Yeah. Doesn't quite find it, but that's not the point. The point is being prepared for that Overlord to be there. Life's Overlord was just a bit off. In fact, that might, if we got to go back and look at the replay, Life might have waited an extra second and a half to send the Overlord out by accident. He may have said that by accident. He may have sent it on a scout pattern just a little bit off of what's optimal. That is so possible.
Yeah. You might be absolutely right. Looks like the SCV now is going to be picked up in a moment here.
Yep. And, well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see exactly what he wants to do here. It's 2 factory. Okay, now I see.
Yeah.
Guys, just so you know, we do not have our own PC here, so we have to just wait and see what we can see. But, 2 factory. So it looks like it's going to be 2 factory Blue Flame Hellions being pumped out because he is getting that tech lab. And that means that this is a lot of pressure he's going to be putting on. In fact, the recent TvZ that we've seen Life lose was against Keen, who kind of went mass Hellion for a bit.
That is true.
A lot of Hellions. So he might be taking a page out of that book and saying, all right, if I keep all these Hellions alive, Life's really Zergling heavy style is not going to be nearly as good.
It's smart, and one of the things to note with that is that I think that's the backbone of Life's style is the Zergling style.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, he seems to be able to do other forms of play, but he likes to use his links early. Yeah. He almost uses his Zerglings like their StarCraft 1 Zerglings.
He does.
He
does, except you can make more of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a good strategy to start off with, absolutely, and he's even making a starport. So there's always that possibility of a medevac coming into play, which can be huge when you think it's only going to be Hellions at the front.
Right.
You don't prepare the main base.
So pretty cool strat here so far from MVP. Again, Life is doing some very standard play. And now I think he's going to hit this rock because he knows that way you get the creep tumor here. Yeah, he will.
And yeah, that creep tumor's going to go down. There it goes.
There he goes. Now he backs out.
Very well done. And a Viking first. Hiding a lot of the Hellions as well, so he wants them to think it's just regular Hellion build.
He's probably going to stop attacking once Blue Flame finishes here.
Yeah, and
that'll give away what he's doing.
Once the Viking is out and clears the Overlords, he won't see the additional Hellions coming, so he's going to have a very hard time actually preparing for that. He's going to have to get lucky with a Zergling Scout. And when you have to get lucky with a Zergling Scout to see what's incoming, that's bad news.
Uh-oh. Link's coming up here, heading towards the expansion. Oh, and he manages to corner them, taking out those links easily. Now he's going to spill out here, heading towards Life space. The hand has been tipped. Is Life going to be able to respond in time?
Well, it doesn't look like he's reacting enough. He's making a lot of links, sure, but this is a ton of Blue Flame Hellions. I'm not sure he's aware how many there are.
Oh my God! He's getting in there. He's doing the damage. He's hitting the drones.
And a lot of drones are going down. 7 already fall. And there's a lot of Hellions left over here. The Zergling's not going to be very useful.
Now hitting those Zerglings and going here. He's going to be able to get more of these drones. This is going to be so debilitating here for the economy of Life.
And oh my God, look at this complete carnage. 22 drones have been killed, and a 3rd command center already over halfway done. And look at that, it's gonna be mech tasteless.
I like it. Well, he's definitely done the damage he needed to do. Life lost a lot of Zerglings. Life didn't deal enough damage with those Zerglings, and he lost a lot of drones.
That's right.
He's in a lot of trouble right now. Oh, no!
Even more going down already. Going after this third base area. A lot of links coming out. He may be able to clean these up without as much damage on this side.
All right. As you can see here, Life never really able to get that critical mass of Zerglings, so he can get those good flanks in there. Now, in fairness, MVP is losing these Hellions, but they're paying for themselves.
Yeah, his standing army at home is almost nil. You know, he's got a handful of Marines, he's got the Vikings flying around, and just whatever Hellions can pop out. So it's still not like a big, scary army. But again, they are paying for themselves, which is really what he's looking for.
Yeah. I mean, I guess ideally if they got out, that would be great, but they don't have to. If they kill the drones, that's fine. They can die. You're still up ahead.
Yeah, and that's because he's going mech as opposed to Marines, and this is gas-based. So if he can trade minerals for Zerg minerals to slow Zerg down so he can get more gas collected so that he can get his ultimate army, then Zerg is going to have a ridiculously hard time fighting against
Very well said, Artosis. You can see he tried to deny the landing of the command center. It lands over there. The Zerglings, again, never really able to get enough of them. He does have a few Banelings here. Looks like that's more for defense. He has 2 Baneling nests.
Already being thrown off a little bit.
Now, I don't think that's intentional, guys. So there's no 2 Baneling strat build.
No, there's not.
So Life already losing a little bit of tempo here. Already a little bit shaken up. Now remember, this is the 6th time MVP has been in a finals.
Yes, the 6th.
This is, I mean, talk about experience. MVP's also traveled all over the world to participate in other
and he's won plenty of those as well.
IEM, for instance, just recently. And
MLG in the past.
Yep.
Like, MVP is unstoppable, basically. The one finals he got to that he lost was when he had to play BlizzCon all day long, then GSL finals at night, whereas MMA just got to rest.
Exactly.
And then he won BlizzCon anyways.
Yeah.
Although he lost the GSL finals, so
there you go. I mean, he's got the experience, and sometimes experience is everything. So the question is Life going to have any anxiety? And if he is, can he come over that? Now, it looks like he wants to blindside some of these SCVs up here at base number 3 here for MVP. We're going to see if that actually works out.
Yeah. Well, he's got good siege shanks set up. As long as he sees it coming, he won't lose very much. Most of the miners in there are mules anyways.
All right, he's coming in. He's coming in.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much this is actually going to do, though.
Not enough SCVs.
Not worthwhile, really. Not a huge loss, but not that worthwhile. But that part, losing out some Hellions, that's nice.
All right, note the creep spread here is remarkable right now.
Yeah, considering
across the boards whenever, with Hellions out there denying, this is pretty nice play here from Life.
It is, and he's got a nice set of infestors. He has not quite double digits, about to have it. But he's going to have that, and Roach Speed is about to finish, which gives him a reasonable army against mech to use for now. For this stage of the game, at least.
Uh-oh, got to be careful. That's a lot of Hellions. And he smartly retreats. I don't think he's going to take too much damage from those Hellions. In fact, he does not take any at all. Now, what was going on over here in MVP's base? He's going to mass up a ton of Thors, a ton of siege tanks. When he has that perfect amount, he's going to push out. If he loses the Thors and the siege tanks, Life is going to have a massive lead because the siege tanks and Thors increment out, unlike Hellions which can come out in pairs.
Yeah, basically, if you lose your mech army even once, you should probably lose.
Yeah.
Now, Life is going for Hive. It's about halfway done. Ooh, nice local there, by the way. Very well done. Cleans those up, and that gives map control back to Life.
Nice denial.
Plenty of siege tanks there. But Life is, his Hive's going to finish soon. And, I mean, he's going to be on 5 base in a second here. That's a scary thing to fight against with mech. You don't want to play against that Hive tech, but he sees it's coming. The one thing that's working out really well for MVP is that the Spire is super late. It's just starting now, and that gives him a long time before Broodlords. If the Spire was finishing with the Hive, he would be a lot more scared than he is.
It also means he doesn't have to get turrets up as quickly as he normally would.
Doesn't have to start his Viking production as quickly. A lot of things work in his favor because of that.
Part of me feels like Life should have just gotten the Spire early anyways, even if he wasn't going to use it. You see the Spire, and you're like, okay, well, I have to.
That forces him to move out.
Yeah.
As you see, that Spire is late. I think that was actually a mistake.
I don't see what his plan is if he wasn't going to get that in time. So it looks like the Spire being that late was definitely a mistake, which is going to help out MVP quite a bit.
Well, as you can see, MVP is airtight here. There's nothing getting in there. Nice, no, very nice. Bungle here, right on the edge, taking out a few SCVs, a few Hellions. He just gets off a few more bungles than he does there. I don't know what the utility of throwing these down now is.
Yeah, those last ones didn't make a lot of sense, but you know, he's stopping a lot of mining here, which is nice. He's just getting value out of his infestors. He knows the attack isn't ready, and his infestors can regain that energy.
Right.
All right, the Greater Spire's on the way. This is the important part. Does MVP get in there and get damage done before it?
It looks like the answer is yes. He's going to push out right now. Few nice bungles over here. Remember, the siege tanks and the Thors are what really count. Getting here, going for these siege tanks. They are exposed.
Nice around there, but a ton of splash damage being done. The Roach is up to the top, and what he's trying to do right now is buy time. He needs time to get out any Broodlords, and so far he's doing a great job of it.
All right, he's pushing out now, heading southbound. Is he going to be ready? Another nice counterattack here from Light, hitting 2 locations, making sure that SCVs cannot be mining there.
MVP, though, going to take out this 5th base. No drones there.
Oh, my God, the planetary isn't being repaired.
Oh, he does not want to lose this.
It's good defense.
Oh, my God, it's so close, and it goes down. A huge moment there for Life. Now they've traded 1 base for 1 base. That brings MVP down to, what, 2 mining bases against 3 to 4 of Life's.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Broodlords are almost done. And I don't even know if he can get enough Vikings at this point in time to take on that many Corruptors.
Yeah, he's only got that 1 Starport still, so that's an issue. He's going to want to take out this hatch, but with the Broodlords incoming. Uh-oh, indeed. He's going to have to run away.
All right, he's hitting really hard right now on these Broodlords, but the bundles go down here on the tanks.
And he is trying to take out all these Vikings. There's a good number of Vikings, so where are the Corruptors? Light made a huge mistake here and has very little anti-air, but there's no Vikings left. Just 1 rallying in, and he's gonna have to run away.
He's hitting hard. And MVP's at one time, you really can't run away right now. These units are a little bit too clunky. He does take out the 1 door.
Well, I tell you what, he's going to lose all these tanks. Even though he has a little bit of anti-air in the region, the Broodlings plus Broodlords are going to eliminate them.
He's going to lose all these tanks. And when you lose all those tanks, you are back to square 1. He's desperately trying to get Vikings over there, but just not up in time, it looks like.
He wants to kill that hatchery so badly, but I feel like he's really overextended this game. In fact, a little bit sloppier, even letting his Vikings fight against a couple Corruptors.
Yeah, it looks like he's just not really watching there.
Yeah.
Well, some of the tanks managed to get back.
MVP is going to have to back up, and he's actually going to have to get a lot of Vikings out now, but how many starports does he really have? I see him only producing a handful of Vikings at once.
That's very true. All right, he's going to try to land this orbital over here at the 4th base. He needs to secure this. Remember, the Broodlords might be slow, but they will be able to get up to that 4th base, and if they can force that to pick up, I don't know if MVP can recover.
Well, now that he has roaches on all the different sides, look at this creep spread as well. Broodlord tech is out. The anti-air it's kind of pitiful. His 2nd starport is not even finished yet. So Life is taking a pretty strong lead right now.
Life looks like he wants to attack in 2 locations. And that he will. Coming over here into the 3rd base. Looks like MVP is more than ready to defend that. All right, here comes the roaches up here. Nice wall here by MVP, but it looks like Life is going to manage to get inside. This is how you punish a mech army. You attack in multiple locations. The sluggish, slow mech army can't defend everywhere at once.
Very annoying right now for MVP. Life not doing a lot of damage, but again, he wants to buy time.
Right.
He doesn't care about siege tanks and Hellions that much anymore. He's getting this Broodlord-based army. He's getting his infestor count up, and that's really what he's going to need to beat down mech.
All right. Well, you can see at this one time, Life, interestingly enough, we sort of predicted this wrong. We thought he was going to push earlier and scramble to deny the fourth. He actually went the opposite direction and just double expanded here to the center left and the bottom right, saying, well, my economy is going to be so good, you won't be able to recover.
Now he is still trying to run around, still buying time. It's becoming less and less effective, but MVP still is forced to sit there and get his right unit composition. What's kind of interesting is he just continues to produce siege tanks and aliens. He's making so many of them. Really just relying on a slightly smaller Viking count than you'd imagine.
Well, it looks like MVP's been beaten back so much that he's just in hardcore turtle mode. Now that can be scary. Once you lose that mech army, as you said, a lot of times you just lose the game.
Yeah.
So MVP, if there's anybody who can come back from the situation like what's been put in, it's MVP. He's going to go ahead and scout down here at the bottom right, and these drones will be taken out.
Yeah, very, very easily. But there are spines on the way. Life really taking the map as any good Zerg should. Nice burrow there.
And now he's going to have taken out these spine crawlers. Does look like he's also getting some nice fungals potentially over here. I see what he's doing here is he's using the splash damage to kill those SCVs. Yeah. Very smart move. And looks like he's going to go ahead and back up now. Fifth base over here in the bottom right. Not, actually I should say sixth base, excuse me. Not really usable. Nice fungals here on the SCVs.
Yeah. It seems like MVP really knows what's going on now. He's restarted his Viking production in mass. He's making quite a few. He's up to 11 so far. Definitely going to need some more, though, because his army is still mostly Siege Tank Hellion, which against Broodlords will do literally nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, the Siege Tanks are coming down now. Corruptors are all gathering together. The Broodlords pushing up. He needs to defend this location. Does he have enough air units over here, MVP that is, to take out these Corruptors and then take out the Broodlords? We're going to find out.
Wow, and in come the Corruptors. That is a ton of Corruptors. And those Vikings going to be taken down in a matter of seconds. And MVP in a terrible spot here.
This could be the killing blow. MVP cannot lose. Base number 4. It is under siege right now, and he is about to swamp in there, stream in there, I should say.
But you know what? MVP went up to over 20 tanks during this. You know, I think Life threw him off with that switch into Roaches.
Oh my God.
This is
losing
bad news.
all the Vikings.
And down they go, and with them, MVP's chances.
GG.
Wow. Life strongly takes game number 1.
Unbelievable stuff, man. Really, really impressive play there. This kid is not messing around. He didn't even use the normal style we're used to seeing.
No.
He was not that in and out, harass style play.
You know, he did a lot of Roach attacks after the Broodlords, the first set of Broodlords, and I think MVP thought, oh, he's going back. He's switching up because one of the best ways to battle mech is to go from Broodlord to ground to Broodlord to ground. But he mistimed it, his switch back into Vikings, so he had nowhere near enough.
Yeah, you know, he just, he played that really well. Very, very cautious and conservative in that first game. We're used to seeing a little bit more of an aggressive Life.
Yeah.
So, all right. Life now up 1-0. MVP, can he come back? I do not know. By the way, get on Twitter, hashtag GSL. I want this trending worldwide.
That's right.
It really does help GSL and esports when you hashtag that, so please do that.
Indeed. Yeah, we want this trending, guys. We
Yeah.
want everyone watching it. We will be going to a break momentarily here, and I have something for you to do on your break. You should go on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube.com/Artosis TV has it. Or sonsofstarcraft.com, the documentary that's being made about Tasis and myself.
Sons of StarCraft.
Released its trailer like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Or 2, I guess.
So definitely check that out on our little break. In the meantime, also get, you know, another beer, some more nachos.
Cheers to everyone at BarCrafts.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot out there at BarCrafts. A lot of people have been tweeting at me that they're going to be enjoying.
You guys are nice and buzzed. Wish I could be nice and buzzed at this job. They just don't let me do it. But
I am high on Life right now.
I'm high on esports right
now.
now.
I'm high on Life because he just beat MVP in game number 1.
That's true.
I just sniffed his hair and here I am like,
there you
wow.
go. Wow. MVP could still recover.
There's anybody in the world who can do it, and it's MVP.
I think
but
MVP
this Life guy, he looks like he has a lot to offer.
He certainly does. I think MVP, though, can look at that game and say, okay, I had 23 Siege Shanks and a ton of Hellions against someone who had a Broodlord army. Oops.
Yeah,
11 Vikings aren't going to cut it.
Yeah.
He could have easily added like 3 starports, made a ton of Vikings, and who knows what happened there. It's hard to say.
Great game, though, for game number 1. Really nice to set the tone. Is MVP going to cheese coming up here? We know he'll always cheese at least once in a best of 5 or a best of 7.
At least. He mixed that in very well.
We'll have to see. Do we know what the next map is?
I think it's Entombed.
I
believe
you're
it's
right.
Entombed.
I wanted to say Entombed, yeah. We'll see. Entombed definitely could be a map which could be good for MVP.
Yeah.
Again, Whirlwind is a map that MVP should not win on. No Terran player should win against a good Zerg on that map.
If he's going to go for a cheese, Entombed is a great map for it. This is a great map for double barracks, but that's something Life knows, of course. Life against MKP actually went for like a quick pull and quick speed on this map. Okay, so, I mean, will he do it here? He might just want to play the macro game because of that. Could be.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Will he mech again? That's another question.
Could be.
Mech is, of course, the more unconventional way to play Terran versus Zerg. It works, but...
Yeah, well, MVP is really the guy that's pushed that forward, the mech against Zerg. Really, he's one of the originals that pushed it against Terran as well. So,
all right, we'll go check out that trailer for Sons of StarCraft. We'll be right back.